Your full name.
My name is Kareem AwadallaV.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a talk show host on the Egyptian National Television.
How long have you been doing this?
6 years and something.
So where are you now? Right now, where are you in the part of the world?
Now we are in one of my most beloved squares in the whole world. I love traveling, and this is having a very soft spot in my heart. It's Times Square. I love New York so much, and Times Square is one of the best places to visit. I love it.
So what brought you to New York, and what have you done so far?
I am here in New York because I'm hosted by the State Department in an exchange program. It's called the Hubert Humphrey, where the program aims, they bring people from other countries to orient them in the way Americans do our job. So for me, it's media, of course. So it's a very consolidated, it's a very, very good program, by the way. And we do nice stuff. We have professional affiliations with American counterparts. We do go visit schools. We have speeches speaking about our culture. Sometimes I did many TV interviews after Benghazi attacks and Muslim attacks. It's more of a cultural program and orientation program, and the best part is that I get to meet my American counterparts, American people who work in TV. Most of them I'm already a fan of.
So who are some of the people that you've met?
In this program I've met Charlie Rose, I've met Gayle King, which is like magic. This was a magic meeting. I met Nora O'Donnell, I met Wendy Williams, I met Anderson Cooper, I met many people. I don't want to forget, this was on 10-month interview, so I met really very, very nice, smart people. They really affected me.
Now, given what's going on in Egypt, how do you feel this trip is going to affect you when you go back home?
It affects the way people do their jobs, because you get exposed to different aspects from the American point of view. The first time was when I came here, again hosted by the American Embassy in Egypt. They hosted me in a program for 2 weeks. It's not a program, it's like a visit. So I came for 2 weeks. Until then I was presenter for varieties. I was dealing with pop stars, actors, singers. This was the best time I had in my whole life. I was doing red carpets, cool stuff. And I was thinking that politics is just for the people who studied. So I've seen in the United States that the people are taking politics to the day-to-day activity, which wasn't the case with me, or which wasn't the way we perceive politics. This affected the way I do my show in a way, and I was engaging more politics. And then when the revolution happened, this had something to do with me being chosen to host political prime-time talk show in Egypt. So it's usually this would really affect the way my show will be, or the way I'll be working. So I'm expecting changes.
So now you're very young doing what you do. Do you feel that you're an inspiration to young people of your generation coming up, given the past history of Egypt?
Answering your question, I'm not as young as I look. So I don't know. So after revolution, I was chosen to host a political show because the revolution in Egypt was done completely by young people. So people turn to have more faith in younger faces in Egypt, so they want to see them more. And I was active so much in Tahrir Square during the 18 days of the revolution. This was the most magical days of my life, regardless what happened afterwards. I wasn't supporting the president that we had afterwards, Morsi. But I'm saying the people want to see younger faces. It's not because I'm young, I'm inspiring the younger people. No, because they want younger people to be more engaged. I turn to be hosting a prime time show. So I owe them. It's not they owe me for inspiring them. Actually, I owe them.
So what are some of the gifts you feel that you've been given that you would like to share with other people?
I'm so nosy. That's the only gift I feel like I want to share with people. You know, I always like to share with people what I see. I see things from, even on Twitter, when I'm traveling in New York or wherever it is, and I see, like a restaurant police chase or reward or something nice happening. I think of it as a TV presenter, so I just capture it and write the story and tweet it. No one is paying me to do that. Most of the people wouldn't be interested in reading about it, but I don't know. It's just something. By the time you feel like this is the way you roll, sharing with the people what you see, what you have.
So now, how important is it for you as a young person, and just as an Egyptian, to report what's going on in your country about your people? Or do you think it doesn't matter? Whoever tells the news tells the news.
It does matter. Well, in my show, I'm very subjective. I'm not objective. I'm not neutral. I don't say who will I be voting for. No. I say I'm voting for this person, and I'm not voting for this person for this reasons. It's not the way it is in the States. You don't have this in the States most of the time. It's not because I want to be biased. And I was so much upset by the fact, why am I not being fair and not saying the things as the Americans are saying? I mean, you're the land of freedom of speech, and people don't say, presenters don't say they are voting Republicans or Democrats. And then one day I was sitting with someone in CBS in New York, nationally, and they said, you know why you're doing that? Because in the States, regardless of what president will come, this president will never vote for female genital mutilation or vote for girls to be married in 13 years old. But because we are currently passing this phase where we are facing really bad problems, radicals who were trying to make 13 years old girls, they are trying to promote this, can marry and have kids and stuff like that. We don't have this benchmark of things that we say, okay, I have the basics and I can be fair and objective and not share my point of view. We don't have that, so we're really fighting strongly. I mean, Morsi, the last president, has taken away, he has closed the opera, the Egyptian opera. It's just one small thing of the bad things that was happening during his time. But it was affecting everything. So, in my show, I believe it's a mission for me to say, why do I believe in what I believe in? And apparently people like, in the States, I see that the people are interested in knowing the real essence of Egypt. In 2010, when I came the first time, I was having different questions. I mean, after Revolution 2011, when I came here, people know Egyptians more. They have seen them on TV. They have seen that we don't wear, galabeya or this kaftan, or, we dress differently and we have different looks. But earlier, when I came in 2010, people were asking me, "Oh, do you go to work by camels?" Which was fun, because I used to tell them, camels are for poor people. I'm rich, so I go by the flying carpet. So it's like, now people, after what's happening, they are intrigued more to learn about the country. So this is what I'm trying to do in the States, telling the people as much as I can about what we are.
What is the legacy you want to be remembered for? When you get old and you're finished with what you feel you were given your job to do, what do you want people to remember when they say your name?
That's a very hard question. I've thought of that question many times. What do I want the people to remember me when I'm done, or what's to be my legacy? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I just want the people. I don't see it as me in here. I don't see that I have to work or do that so the people will remember me. I would be happy if my country is going better. I mean, I'd be happy if my country is having freedom of speech, political freedom, minorities freedom. This would be, if it happened, whether because of me or because of others, I'd be happy. And now everyone in Egypt is really participating in what's going on. So if changes happen in a good way, it wouldn't be because of any one person. Everyone is sharing the magic in that. So I wouldn't be dreaming about people relating one thing to me for I did. It's just, I mean, like, I would love to see my country being much better than it is. That would be my legacy. Regardless, people would remember me for that or remember.
What are your upcoming projects, and where can we find you? and how can we follow you? How can we support you and what's going on?
Thank you for this question. I'd love if you follow what I'm doing. My upcoming project, I'm going back home to host my shows. I do have 2 shows, morning show and political show. But during the year where we had the radicals in power, it wasn't a pleasant experience in any way. Harassments and, physical harassments. It wasn't nice. That's why 33 million Egyptians went outside in the streets and they said in the biggest political protest in the history of mankind, we don't want that. We are not going to be a radical country. We are not going to be this thrown back the hundreds of years ago. We are a modern country, have our own identity, and we will be there. And the army interfered. And, you know the story. They gave the president 2 days to fix what's happening and make the people happy. He didn't do anything, so the army said, okay. And just for the record, and I hope your audience will understand that, because in the States people are always saying it's a coup. It's not a coup, because based on the United Nations, which we are so close to, there's one rule saying that if certain percent of people gathered signatures anti the president, they have the right to call for an early elections, and we gathered more than double the percent requested. I signed my rebel form here in Times Square while I was in the United States, in this street. I signed it. I signed myself. I signed the application here. So we gathered that, and we went to the army, and he said, "That's what we have. We don't want the president." And he said, "Okay, I will interfere." So it's the people's will, not the army. It's not a coup. It's not what's promoted, unfortunately, in the States. So I have a project. I'm still working on it. We are now creating an online TV channel where it's an American identity, so we can enjoy the freedom of speech based on the fact that it's American project, and it will be airing internationally. It's a real TV channel that airs over the internet. Wish me luck for that. I'm still in the early phase. I hope you can do it soon. You can follow me on Twitter if you would like. That would be my pleasure. My Twitter handle is Kareem Awadallah, Kareem Awadalla, and my Facebook is the same, Kareem Awadallah in Facebook. That's all, and I'd be happy if you can ask as much questions as you want over Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. I always like people are keen to learn.